Okay, that's it. I think we need to consider undoing the 2-point pay-per-view rule.
No. Why?
Because it only benefits you, Lou.
Welcome to TFS Pod, always known as the Few Show Podcast. It's 24/7 Lou, and that's
RIC-HARD saying Vince McMahon stay retired.
Oh, and that's
the one-man band. Yeah, these 2 points are brutal.
Yeah, folks, here we are. Welcome to TFS Pod, always known as the Few Show Podcast. Let me tell you something. From the highest mountain to the lowest valley and everywhere in between, we are the beast of the East, the best in the West. You are listening to TFS Pod. Yes, we did do a prediction show. We did record it days before and so made our own predictions for SummerSlam. We didn't do it at the last minute. Some of us met together. Well, someone didn't. That was me. I'm guilty. But what an amazing SummerSlam! And this episode,
it was great in quality. I didn't like the results, but yeah.
I like the results. But yeah,
I bet.
Yeah. Okay, Lou. I'm sure you.
In this episode, we will be talking about that here on TFS Pod. TFS stands for the Few Show. Maybe we're the only Few Show in town. But yes. Before we get to all that, the one-man band, give us that line that I especially like. Everybody loves.
RIC-HARD, get the scoreboard.
Okay. Well, so we have a monumental moment that I kind of mentioned before the show, but I'll show it for the viewers. The scoreboard in the overall point total, Lou. I don't know why you have the pots and. That doesn't even sound like pots and pans. What are those? Plates and spoons?
For real. What's going on there?
In the overall point total, the scoreboard has officially surpassed all previous year's point totals. We have passed last year's grand point total of 28,
yes,
with SummerSlam at 29 points calculated total. And ironically, no one has won more than half of those points because they have a very good spread. This has been a very competitive year. So, tied for first place is myself. And with his recent 2-point win, 24/7 Lou.
Yes! I'm back. No pants.
Yes.
Wiggle.
Yep. Like those ants at the picnic, they just won't keep away.
Going out here.
Follow.
Yes. Or underwear. Oh, wait a minute.
No. Following behind us is the one-man band at 8 points.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yep. He's got a competitive group of folks behind him, though, because right behind him, tied for, I guess, 4th and 5th, basically, are J-Few and Main Event Jeff, who also got 2 points at SummerSlam. However, I did get his $5 because Omos didn't become champ.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Jeff on those 2 points. Quote from Jeff himself, he said, "I would rather go 0-8 on the matches and have Omos end up as champ."
Oh, he gave up on him.
But 2 points counts. He is very close. Probably one of the most impressive rookie years in TFS Pod history. And it's not even a full year. He came in at WrestleMania. But yes, very impressive debut by Main Event Jeff.
Yeah.
And
how many points though?
7 points. Both of them 7 points.
Wow.
JFU has had a very, very bad dry spell. He hasn't had a win since Double or Nothing. Back in May. Yep.
Hey, but we do enjoy his participation. I gotta say,
we do.
He's not in.
I do.
He's not within arm's reach, but his participation amazing.
Yeah, very impressive.
Gotta say,
very well done. He's probably wearing pants though right now, so. Hopefully that changes soon, though. Not if it means I don't get a point for the show. Either way, behind them, very, 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 very far off, but still reasonably having a chance to win, is Big Al at 4 points. Very impressive.
Yeah, also participating too.
Yeah, participating and
Give
pretty
him
good
points.
spread on the points. I'm not going to give him a participation point.
No.
He would love that. He would love that. But that's not happening. And then, all the way in the back, who is still yet to beat their last year's score, is the randomizer at 2 points.
Oh, yeah. 2 points. Poor little wheel.
Yep. Last year they got 3. So here we go. Hopefully hopefully not. I don't want that wheel to win anymore. Anyways, everyone else is at 0.
Including Bogey. Ha ha.
Here we go. Wow.
That's the scoreboard, Lou. Back to you.
All right. Let's talk about WWE SummerSlam. I know you guys got to meet up together. Actually, we never talked about it. How'd it go with you guys meeting up for that event? That I did not show up. Sorry.
Yeah, you didn't show up. You
man.
Took a snooze fest.
Missed out, man. It was a good show. Good time. Good time, man. We had
chips. I believe it was pizza. Pizza. There we go.
Pizza, wings, lots of Coke.
Whoa.
The drinking kind.
Oh, okay.
The drinking kind. Although we also got some iron beer in there. Some Dr.
Yeah, we did. The Hispanic Dr. Pepper.
Yes, Hispanic Dr. Pepper. Shout out to Iron Beer, sponsored today's show. They have been in business since 1917, over 105 years in business.
And still kicking.
Still kicking, yeah. With a very iconic logo.
So yeah. When you had your event, what did you guys have? Who was there? How was the mood? Ready for a SummerSlam or?
We had a lot of hype going on. There was mostly some friends of the show. Lou, I know you were a bit tired out from other stuff.
Yeah.
You were like, damn, I can't show up in pants.
Nah. He was like, I can't do it.
I can't do it. They're all gonna be wearing shorts, and I'm stuck in pants. Ugh.
All right, before we get to the matches individually, what was your take on it? And if anything, save anything for the matches when we go through the matches on SummerSlam, with a new creative person behind it, but they still had their old person still has his fingerprints all over the thing.
I mean, my thoughts on it are that even though it is technically basically a new creative, you can't just upend all the stories and be like, whoa, you know what? The finish is going to change here. The finish is going to change there. There were some details that I'm just like, yeah, this wouldn't have happened if Vince was there. A lot of returns, some returns that were very, interesting. A faction was made. So certain finishes had me thinking like, oh, okay, this is interesting. I'm not sure if the main event was originally going to go down that way, or if somebody just said, yeah, go big or go home backstage. But that was a very unique main event,
All right,
to say the least.
We'll get to it when we go to the matches.
But I enjoyed it.
And the one-man
excuse me. It was good. I liked it. Definitely, I would say definitely better than last year's SummerSlam.
No question. Yes.
Yeah, my opinion. No doubt about it. I mean, they had some consistent matches, some good. It was overall good flow of matches. I mean, it wasn't tiring. It didn't feel tiring at any point of the show. It wasn't to the point where I was like, oh man, like can we end this already? It was very consistent. The matches were good. I almost called it. I almost called the main event, but didn't happen. It's okay though.
Mm-hmm. Well, the risky.
I'll live with it.
The risky pick
what's up?
was there with the one with RIC-HARD with the risky pick, but we'll get to that. We'll get to all that.
It didn't look risky where I was sitting at one point, but.
All right, so you said you
got a point.
One Man Band.
Yeah, I liked it. I gotta say it was a good show. It was a overall good show. I didn't feel fatigued at any point watching it.
All right, I hope you're ready for some trivia questions out of it. Future trivia questions.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
definitely.
48,603.
No, stop. We do not do crowd attendance trivia. That is not the kind of trivia you need to know.
It's never accurate.
All right.
It's never accurate, and often the time those numbers are inflated.
All right, sorry about that. But yeah, let's go with the matches. What was the first match we had of the night?
First match of the night, actually, we started off with, it was an interesting match because of last year's match that they had, but it was Bianca Belair defending the Raw Women's Championship against Becky Lynch. And needless to say, we timed it. I forgot what the time was. I think it went close to 15 minutes.
15 minutes, yeah, close to 15 minutes. It was right. Yes. I think it was a hair over it, like 15 minutes and 6 seconds.
Yeah, that sounds roughly. Don't quote us on that, but that was around the total. Yeah, we timed it specifically because we wanted to see how much time they would get in return for the 26-second match they got last year.
Yeah.
Bianca Belair got to retain, but the real story after it was first Becky Lynch extended her hand to shake it with Bianca. Bianca Belair reciprocated the handshake. Becky stepped out of the ring, and then Bayley came back, followed by I believe it's the return of Dakota Kai, because Dakota Kai was on the main roster for a bit.
Correct.
A brief moment. And the debut of no longer Io Shirai, but Io Sky.
Yes.
And the three of them got in the ring and had Bianca Belair pretty much outnumbered. And then Becky Lynch got back in to slightly even the odds. And Team Soccer Mom hair retreated.
Hey, is that what you're calling it?
I haven't heard a faction name yet that I'm aware of. But, yeah, Bayley's got the Soccer Mom hair, kind of. And then I guess Dakota Kai and Io Shirai are kind of like the we're experimenting with our hair colors moms.
Team Revlon. Team Revlon.
Team Revlon. There we go. I like that better.
Team Revlon.
Oh man. Anyways, we had an interesting. Basically, Becky Lynch got a face turn. Though the interesting part of having One Man Band there with me, watching it, was he was predicting it straight on the spot when it was happening. He's like, Becky Lynch is going to turn on Bianca. Becky Lynch is going to be turned on Bianca, and I'm just like, I don't see it, man. They just
yeah. I don't know. It looked weird. It's almost like if they called an audible, because it looked primed to have, Becky, Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky together to make a four-person faction, and then basically just torture Bianca Belair throughout. I don't know, man. I thought like there could have been some legs there, but
But the leader is Bayley, right?
4-on-1, yes.
Yeah, the leader looks to be Bayley.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So that was an interesting opener.
Yeah,
Vince definitely. I don't think Vince would have greenlit that.
No question he wouldn't have.
So that was an interesting sign of like, yeah, we're doing things differently under the Triple H reign. But then we had the next match, which was, if I'm not mistaken,
Logan Paul versus The Miz.
Was that the next match? I could have sworn Bobby Lashley versus Theory happened after that.
That was after that.
Okay, all right. I'm getting my. It was a very fun night. It's hard. Sometimes we get it out of order. But Logan Paul versus The Miz, which was a stellar. It was a stellar. Stellar match. Logan Paul looks like he could genuinely I see some championship reign in his future if he sticks with it.
Wow.
I mean, it's a celebrity. It's a second celebrity appearance at a Big Four, but honestly, I genuinely he looks like a natural in the ring.
He does. Yeah, he does look like he does well.
All right, now I missed the match, but I did hear that other people were talking about yeah, he was okay. Other people said yeah, he did good, or that Miz was carrying the whole match. But yeah, we know that, we understand that part. But I did hear about interviews with Logan Paul afterwards saying that I guess there was a spot there with a table that I guess I guess during practice.
So there was
before this match, he was talking behind the scenes stuff. He's like, if you do it wrong, you'll break your legs. He's like, I don't care. I'm going to break my legs. I like doing this stuff. So he went for it. Apparently, when an interview after that match occurred, he talked about that.
I mean, he nailed a really great frog splash from the top rope. So
yeah, that was the match, really good.
The match kind of to illustrate paint a picture here. It was, you had Tommaso Ciampa playing interference on the outside occasionally. So at some point, AJ Styles' music hits, and Tommaso Ciampa's kind of looking at the entryway. He's waiting for AJ Styles to come up. AJ Styles comes up through the crowd, phenomenal forearms him, and they brawl through the crowd to the back, basically, leaving Miz on his own. And they brawl to the outside. Logan Paul lays Miz on the table. And the reason why I was kind of like wondering if he was going to nail it was, for some reason, Maurice was like shouting at Logan Paul. He was taking his time going up there, and he didn't hit some big move on Miz before doing it. So I'm just like, there's no way in kayfabe like Miz is gonna be down for that long. Mm-hmm. But either way, Logan Paul grabs the little covering that they put on one of the turnbuckle behind the turnbuckle pad. Okay. He grabs the little cloth, kind of wipes his face real quick, and then throws it at Maurice while she's holding at him. And then he does arguably one of the best looking frog splashes I've seen in a long time onto Miz on the outside.
Yeah.
And then he rolls Miz back in the ring. I forget what he hit. He might have hit another finisher, or he just went for the cover, but he won the match. Logan Paul got the win, and that was one of the matches that cost OMB the win here, because he went the bold pick, only seconded by the randomizer of saying Miz would beat Logan Paul, which even I didn't see happening.
Yeah, I thought so, man.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, OMB was 100% on the celebs aren't getting the win treatment.
Yeah, I thought so, man. I really did.
I thought it would happen on the second celebrity match, but nope. No, some things aren't going away that quickly.
All right.
Yeah,
so let's go to the next matchup then. That one was I can't say the name properly.
Bobby Lashley
versus Theory. Big Al.
Big Al. Surprisingly, real quick. Surprisingly, not a single "Where's my point?" Yes, that day. Not that I remember.
Nope.
I'm surprised by that. So that goes to show you, yeah, Big Al's Theory.
That just further confirms our theory.
He had to be quiet because he had a lot of work to do on that day.
Yeah, he
had that appearance. He had to appear in the main event later to try cash in.
Congrats to him and his wife on their new child too. I forgot to mention this a few weeks ago, but congratulations on their new baby.
That's right. Yeah, he's also dad.
Yep. So yeah, just want to give a shout out to Big Al out there. So yeah, what happened in this match with Bobby Lashley and Theory?
We're gonna keep this short and sweet. Big Al tapped.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Theory tapped to the Hurt Lock.
All right.
But Big Al did pick Austin Theory, so he also gets out on this match.
Okay, now let's get to the next match, which was an interesting one, the end of this one, which was the Judgment Day versus the Mysterios in a no disqualification match. Remember that part? Because I know you guys had a gripe on this one, Ricardo.
You want to know what the gripe is? Everyone, this was our only major consensus match, and we were all wrong.
All of us.
They teased the return. They teased the return before the show, by the way.
Also,
as the show was starting, they teased the person that came back.
Yeah, we caught it right away. Me and Ricardo were like, oh yeah, there it is. We heard it. We heard it right away.
No, what I was going to say was that also, too, in there was no disqualification, but they were tagging to get in the ring. Did we see that in the beginning of the match?
Oh my gosh, yes. It's a no DQ match. Why were they tagging? We were looking at this, and I'm just like, at least AEW had the common decency to just be like, yeah, we're going to, stop this at its roots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
They did the tagging stuff, and I'm just like, why are they doing this? My friend was trying to save it. He's like, well, you can't get disqualified, but they won't count a pinfall if you're not the legal man. I'm just like, that's kind of not that convincing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, and then
does not make sense at all.
And who was a surprise at the end of the match?
Well, you had Edge return with his newly haircutted short hair.
Yep.
Again.
And he cost Judgment Day the win. And kind of curious where they're going with this, because he came back again on Raw, just to give you a bit more of the recap here.
Mm-hmm.
On Raw, he came back to cost Judgment Day. Well, they basically attacked the Mysterios after the Raw main event. The Mysterios challenged the Usos for the tag titles in the main event of Raw this week. They lost. As soon as they lost, Judgment Day started beating on them. Edge comes out. He cleans house. Is about to spear. I believe it's Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley pushed Dominic Mysterio in the way. So it should be interesting where they're leading with that.
Now, I have a question here. Judgment Day is the entrance and everything is so cool. Seeing Damian Priest in there, seeing Finn Balor, seeing Rhea Ripley in there. But where the hell's Malachi Black? Aleister Black, I'm sorry. What a rip! What I don't know, man. It's kind of rip off of the other one, but whatever. Every company gets to have their goth characters, I guess.
Oh man.
So yeah, that's that was that one with the Mysterios getting a win on that one. All of us not getting a point, which was pissing me off because that would have run a perfect score. I would have had. You know that, right?
Mm.
Yeah, that to a certain degree, I don't like the booking. I don't like the booking, but to a certain degree, thank goodness. In hindsight, I was like, I didn't know it until after the show was over. I was like, you know what? It's probably a good thing.
Yeah, you're upset you didn't get the point, but then you realize I would have gotten the point. Perfect score. Would have been 3 points. Sorry.
But no.
A first in scoreboard history, by the way. No one has gotten 3 points at a show yet. It requires getting a perfect score at a 2-point show.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next matchup, which I like this one because you guys predicted another celebrity getting a win. And that's not going to happen. Come on. Only one celebrity win per show. And that match was Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin. I know one of you guys said that stuff. Which one was it?
I said that. I was the one that said it. OMB was the one that went like they're both going to lose. And honestly, I stand by my pick here. I stand by what I said. Pat McAfee didn't need the win.
No, I agree.
He didn't need the win. It was kind of weird that they would bury, Baron Corbin for the sake of Pat McAfee getting a win. But, it is what it is.
Actually, actually, even though I picked McAfee to win, I do agree with you. It's like, McAfee doesn't need that. He's just a commentator on there. I mean, not just. Maybe he has eyes on being a competitor in the ring also, but with him it doesn't matter. He could do both. right?
Yeah, I mean,
He can go.
the thing is,
He can definitely go.
Now, wait,
yeah. Look,
who was it? Was it main event Jeff that said about against Graves, McAfee versus Graves or something like
mm,
Someone in the chat did tease it that they were like, it's kind of weird that Corey Graves is kind of digging into Pat McAfee as of late more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not entirely sure about Corey Graves. I'm pretty sure he can't get back in the ring because of an injury.
oh yeah,
But that would be an interesting Survivor Series match for the first time in Survivor Series history on a brand versus brand type of pay-per-view.
Yeah.
They do Pat McAfee versus Corey Graves, Raw color commentator versus SmackDown color commentator.
Yep.
that'd be pretty cool.
Yep. And also too, what did I hear? I saw something later on about SummerSlam. The biggest winner of SummerSlam was Michael Cole not having a Vince in his ear so much, saying all this craziness.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
A lot of people were saying Cole's commentary was a lot more fluid, a lot more fun. You could tell he was having the time of his life.
Yeah, I honestly could say that Michael Cole felt very free and very, it seemed like he could be himself now after all these years of having Vince McMahon like scream at, because Vince McMahon was very well known to be just irate behind the audio. Matter of fact,
very controlling
yeah,
with the audio.
very.
One time, there's a story that's the reason Mick Foley stopped.
I was just about to touch that. So you beat me to it.
He shouted at Renee Young at when she interviewed Tyson Fury. He shouted at Renee Young so badly that he made her like cry, and she was considering quitting on air at the Saudi show.
Wow.
And then there's just so many other things, and people. So the way I've heard it, the way I've heard it justified is Michael Cole himself actually says, he's like, it's Vince's show, and Vince started on commentary, so it's a very sensitive thing for him. And I'm just like, I get that, but really, think about all the years that Michael Cole has basically just been the voice of. Do you guys remember WWE Tout?
Yeah, I do.
Tout. Michael Cole had to plug Tout one time so many times that it was like, oh my gosh. Like, just talk about the wrestling. Oh, you can watch it on the WWE app. They're doing an interview on the WWE app. It's like, what are you doing? Just talk about the show. Mm-hmm. And then the whole thing about Vince liking to like dunk on JR so often was because JR would constantly tell him like, oh, screw you on the commentary, or he would yell at JR to do something and JR wouldn't do it. Huh. So that was supposedly the reason why he's always like, oh, whenever we're in JR's hometown, something bad happens to him.
Jesus.
But it's just such a weird thing to be controlling over. It's like, say this. Damn it, you ruined the segment over really small things sometimes. It's a micromanagement angle that's just, I don't understand it to some degree, but at the same time, it's just another one of his many quirks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's night and day from what I can tell.
Yeah. It just seems like they're happier.
And I gotta say, I like Michael Cole. I like his work. A lot of people were very half and half on his heel run as an announcer.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was enjoyable. His common recurring, and I still remember it to this day. His common line was, "I used to cover wars, damn it." He would say that every time. Remember when NXT used to be a reality show?
Yeah.
A competition show. He would be like, this isn't a joke. It is a waste of time. And then he'd tell them to like cut a promo or something, and then he'd ring the gong. He'd hit the gong on NXT. I'd be like, what is this? Oh, I think Cole can be very entertaining, and I hope he sticks with it for a while. If this rejuvenates his passion for wrestling, on top of the fact that Pat McAfee did the same thing for him earlier this year, then more power to him. Way to go, Michael Cole.
Yeah, I think, real quick, and then we could jump back into it. I think those two things, Pat McAfee being part of the SmackDown squad now, and Vince McMahon retiring, I think will probably add another 5 to 10 years of life to Michael Cole's commentary. Because, you gotta understand, you gotta remember, Michael Cole has been around in WWE since '97, and he started out as a backstage announcer. And he progressed from there. Then he got promoted to the actual announce table. He was a part of the announce table. What in I want to say by 2001, maybe.
Yeah, roughly. I think maybe a little earlier, but yeah, it was around the time.
Yeah.
It was around the time Austin kind of turned heel and attacked JR. So then Michael Cole came to fill out.
Yeah, that was around 2001 then, give or take.
And I did see a good interview on Pat McAfee's show with interviewing Michael Cole. He had him there as a guest one time. It was really good. He talked about the history of all the stuff he's done and the stuff he does behind the scenes and the stuff he has to do with every single announcer. He has to work with everyone because he's the one in charge of all the announcers.
Yeah.
So it's a good job there. And trying to get back to the matchups. Pat McAfee with a win, which I agree with you guys. Yeah, he didn't really need it, but he's getting wins now, and let's see where this goes with that. And what are they going to do with Happy Corbin now? And get rid of that Happy, please.
Yes, bring back Baron Corbin. I was saying that on Sunday, but not Sunday, Saturday. And my friend was like, "Yeah, he doesn't have the hair for it anymore." And I was like, "Low blow."
Lex Luthor Corbin.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God.
All right, let's go to the next matchup, which this one had me nervous. Just off the bat, it had me nervous. It was for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship, the Usos versus the Street Profits with special guest referee Jeff Jarrett. Now, hold on. I know before we get to that, I'm going to say one thing. On this pick, I know I had difficulty picking it. I don't know. I remember. I have to look at my notes if I went first or not. But I had difficulty. I wasn't sure if I should go with whom to pick on this one. I was thinking Street Profits, but then nope. Retain for the Usos because of the bloodline and the storyline that goes with that. And I think that with them a championship, it still sounds good with having the bloodline, calling it bloodline. But when I heard the one-man band's response to this pick, which was, we know why Jeff Jarrett's there. It's just so that the Street Profits can win.
So I thought.
Now, after you said that,
you and me both.
I was frozen. I was like, oh, crap, that's what's going to happen. Oh, damn it, I made the wrong pick.
I gotta say something about.
Wait, hold
on. I gotta say something.
Wait, one last thing. And then when I see them walk out with a Titans uniform, I'm like, no. But okay, go ahead. Tell me who you're gonna say, one man.
What was kind of surprising to me was throughout the match, Jeff Jarrett and Montez Ford were kind of going at it. They had a little bit of a I don't know if there's some work shoot thing going on there, but Montez Ford was kind of getting in his face, being the faces, it was kind of surprising. He was, there was a 2 count that was kind of close. It wasn't like a Cena 2 3/4 kick out.
Yeah, dude, it wasn't even that big of a thing, but he
was livid about it. That's where it kind of made me wonder, man, do these guys have history or something? Is there something going on here that we don't know about? But he was up in Jeff Jarrett's face, and that was not the only time.
Yeah, I remember at least 2 specific times, but there could have been 3. I don't remember exact numbers. But I remember one where he comes up to him and he goes, "You in Tennessee and you can't count to 3?" And I'm just like, dude, what the hell, bro? He's like, and Jeff Jarrett maintained his cool. I'm surprised nobody ate an acoustic guitar in this match, because Jeff Jarrett was like, it was 2. And to be fair, he had to do it with the Usos too, but the Usos were way more calm about it.
Yeah.
They were they looked at him and they go, 2? Really? And he's like, it was 2.
So
That was it. That was the only interaction Jeff Jarrett had with the Usos. With Jeff Jarrett and Montez Ford, way more. And I'm just like, okay, this isn't making me confident at all.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, the SmackDown matches they've had before have been better. No, not the SmackDown, the Raw matches they've had better on TV than in this one. To me, I've seen these two battle each other. This wasn't one of the best ones to me. I don't know about you guys. What do you think?
The better match took place at the pay-per-view prior to this, where the shoulder debacle happened, where he had his shoulders off the mat, but the ref didn't see it. That was the better match.
The Raw ones were good too. But
I would say I think Jeff Jarrett being in it. I think Jeff Jarrett being in it threw everyone off their game probably.
Which again, when One Man Band said that during our predictions, I thought, oh no, I made the wrong one. But then when I saw 1, 2, 3, yes,
I'm sure.
I was so happy. Right.
I just want to see where this goes, because it just kind of abruptly happened. It's like Jeff Jarrett was there and there was no confrontation with him and Montez Ford after that. Mm-hmm. Dawkins was the one that took the pin, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Montez Ford didn't get in Jeff Jarrett's face. Was this just like a subtle like hint that, hey, tomorrow it's Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal versus Ric Flair and Andrade in his last match, sort of thing? It's just, Jeff Jarrett's going to be on pay-per-view tomorrow, something like that, without officially saying it. I don't know what that was about.
Well, they mentioned it too, which is kind of odd. Like, they're doing was it Jim Crockett a favor or what?
Who knows?
So yeah, that's what we had going on that one. Then we had.
Then again, Ric Flair and Triple H are good buddies, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we had Riddle and Seth Rollins brawl.
Yes, they didn't have a match. But it was kind of cool. He came out. He's like, I don't care if I'm not medically cleared. Seth Rollins, get out here, bro.
Yeah.
And then Seth Rollins came out and laid him out with a curb stomp and was like, that's right. And I said, that's right. That's my boy right there.
You call someone out, you get the curb.
I'm pretty sure at some point Drew McIntyre, maybe a lot earlier in the show, he came out and they cut a promo, raised his sword, and fireworks went off. That's just to remind you he's the next challenger.
Now, let's go to this match. And what do you guys think about this one?
Liv
Morgan versus Ronda Rousey.
I will reserve my thought. Go ahead.
Someone else take over. First on this one. I want to hear your thoughts on this one.
All right, so I had a feeling Liv Morgan was going to win. I just didn't know that it was going to go down like this. And, this was, I mentioned this to RIC-HARD right away as soon as it happened. I said, this is shades of Kurt Angle versus The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Back in 2002, when he had, when Kurt Angle had The Undertaker in the, it was I think, he had him in a triangle choke, and then Undertaker was trying to do something to him. And then
Undertaker. So I actually have this match on, I think, DVD. It's part of the top 100 SmackDown matches or moments or something like that in the 10-year anniversary thing. And it was basically Taker went for a last ride. Halfway through it, Angle wrestled him into a triangle choke.
Yeah.
He had him in the triangle choke.
It counted to 2.
Taker got his shoulders down. The ref started counting but the thing is, the ref saw the tap out also. So this wasn't like the ref counted and he missed the tap. It was the ref was counting, and as his hand hit the mat for 3, Taker tapped, which he was like, it ends in a draw in that case.
And in this match,
in this scenario, Liv was in the armbar. She rolled it over so that Rousey's shoulders were on the mat. The ref was paying attention to Rousey's shoulders, counted the pinfall as he hits the 2. So it's not like she tapped as the ref hit 3. She tapped beforehand. You could see it clearly in the video, which I was like, oh, damn.
Don't tell me you went back to the video 100 times.
No, you could tell from the very first, because I was paying attention. I saw it in the corner of my eye the very first time, and I go, damn, she tapped. She tapped, but they didn't see it. And I said, oh, this is the kind of thing they're going to do. So Liv got the win on paper, but in reality, and they also did the same thing with Lesnar and Taker at SummerSlam 2015.
But, But here's the thing with this match. We knew that Liv Morgan isn't that strong enough to beat Ronda Rousey. But they had to make her look like she could beat Ronda Rousey. So we knew there would be some shenanigans.
Yes. Nobody picked Ronda Rousey to win except for the randomizer, which is very telling. We all kind of didn't want the feel good story to end. Everyone went with their heart instead of their head. But we all kind of said, you know what? Like, Liv losing would just be a kick in the nads to the fans.
I even thought she would turn heel or something, because she has to turn heel and have a faction or something to walk around with that championship. Because by herself to win a
Ronda
match,
Rousey was the one that turned heel. She attacked Liv Morgan after the match.
I know, yeah. So
and my main complaint is Liv Morgan could have tapped after the 3 count, I think. But it really just was meant to keep Ronda Rousey's mystique in place. And that's what really got me like, come on. And I'm hoping that the rematch to this isn't another one-on-one match, because you can't do that to Liv Morgan twice.
Yeah.
She can't pull off the win. It's too soon for her to beat Ronda Rousey straight up. She needs to build the credibility up to it. The tainted win leaves it up in the air as to whether or not she actually can do it without controversy.
Which is why I think.
But if you're going to follow up,
she has to turn heel.
She doesn't have to turn heel. Ronda Rousey's the one that didn't get the championship. She's the one that's bitter. Liv Morgan.
The only way for Liv Morgan to win a match is turning heel and having a faction to help her out all the time.
Nah, come on, Lou. Come on, Lou. This is classic wrestling progression 101. Jeff Hardy, when he first started, was a tag team specialist. And then fast forward a couple of years later, after some very becoming a sentimental favorite, having a lot of high-profile, high-spot matches, that kind of stuff. He finds himself in a Raw match in 2002 against a heel Undertaker, and he comes inches close to winning the match in a ladder match before Taker hits him with a chair. Completely wins the match afterwards after brutalizing Jeff. Jeff came back, got back up, and said, after the match was over, and told Taker, he's like, Taker, is that all you got? I'm not finished. Taker came back in, beat him up more, went to drive off on the motorcycle. As he's on the ramp, Jeff gets up and says, is that all you got again? And then Taker is bewildered. He gets back in the ring, is about to beat him up more, and then he's just like, he pats him very lightly, like, you got guts, kid. And then
fine, but again, we're talking about Liv Morgan here.
A couple more years. Fast forward. No, I'm giving an example here. This is what wrestling is. It's about growth and personal accompliment. You start from the bottom and then you work your way to the top.
She didn't do anything before that. It's like this.
She won the Money in the Bank match. It's a very similar concept of a lot of Money in the Bank winners, where it's just, if you didn't look credible beforehand, but you won the Money in the Bank match, you're kind of getting shoehorned into it. She's not credible in a regular
match. That's my problem. On a regular match, he's not credible.
You haven't been paying attention, Lou. That's your problem. You haven't been paying attention if you don't think she looks credible.
She's not credible winning a regular match. Who can she beat? Natalya?
Okay. No. She did get a win over Natalya, if I'm not mistaken, though.
I know. But it was a horrible win. If you look at the match.
But I'm talking about the fact that she took Becky Lynch to the limit earlier this year in January. Yeah. She was in the main event there. She's been slowly but surely been given more credibility.
Belt warmer.
Granted, you can't, if you look at just the matches and you go, oh yeah, wins and losses, obviously you'd be like, oh yeah, she can't win.
Belt warmer.
But you have to look at the story told. She's gotten very close, and they were teasing it very, very carefully.
We should have this up last year when she was doing better. Not now.
Oh my gosh, Lou, mark my words.
That's my take.
My take is that we're probably going to see Liv Morgan end up facing Ronda Rousey in the singles match for the championship again.
Yeah,
sometime next year at WrestleMania. I don't know if she'll be the one to win the Royal Rumble. It's very up in the air so far. Still, we still got many months to go for that.
So you're saying,
but
Liv Morgan will hold it? Will hold it for that long? Oh my God!
No. Listen to what I said. She's gonna because you don't play the sentimental favorite while being the champ. Winning the title is a lot more sentimental in the moment than retaining it. I'm saying Ronda Rousey is going to win the title back at some point. I don't think she'll win it directly off of Liv. If you're going to take the title off of Liv and you don't want her to lose immediate credibility, you don't do it in a singles match.
Well, also too, remember I said during the predictions thing that she's the only one to win it outside of the 4 horsewomen, as they call them, of what do you call it? Bliss and what do you call it? Becky Lynch. Well,
Bianca Belair comes up, and immediately I'm just like, what are you talking about?
No.
It's a new age. It's the new age.
I meant for that championship.
Carmella, hello?
How long ago was that? Exactly.
Yeah. That's a fair point on that one.
But anyway.
But either way.
Either way. Don't get me wrong. I like Liv Morgan. I just new skill set. Do something to make her much more that convince me she can win a match. On top of it, win a championship match without some shadiness. It makes her look weak. That's all I'm saying.
Give it time, I guess.
Alrighty. All right, let's go to the next matchup. And for some people who were ringside who didn't get to watch the match.
Low blow, man. Low blow. You have to know somebody's upset.
So I paid $3,000 for these tickets. Ringside, I see them all come out. I was getting handshakes from everyone. And then Brock comes out with this truck lifting thing. And it lifts up there. I can't see shit from the other side. I'm looking. My neck hurts from looking at the screen in the top, at the monitors in the arena. I could have enjoyed this at home. Anyway, that's what I'm guessing someone's argument is. Like right after walking out of the stadium. The nosebleed people got better view than I did.
By the way, it was a bulldozer. It was a bulldozer.
So the matchup we're talking about is it's an undisputed WWE Universal Championship, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, in a last man standing match. What did you guys think about this match? I want to know what was the commotion back at the RIC-HARD mansion as this match was going on.
Well, my slightly from a professional, because I do drive heavy machinery for my job. So my perspective was Brock really needed to get some practice driving that thing before doing the stunt, because I don't think he was supposed to push it like that the first time. I think he was just supposed to lift it immediately. I don't know what that was about. So if you look all right, for those of you who might replay this after hearing this, look, you can hear it in the commentary's voice. They go, "Oh my gosh, get out of here, Pat!" It's the point where he goes to get the.
Oh, he pushed it. Yeah.
He pushed it instead of lifting it immediately. He pushed it with the claw, basically.
The claw.
And then he backs up.
It didn't have teeth to lift up. It was a straight up edge to pick up. Usually someone have like the teeth underneath it to lift up stuff, to grab stuff.
Yeah. He backed up, lowered the claw a bit, then got closer into the corner, which makes me think, he might have. Thank goodness they had that slack to be able to hide it. Mm-hmm. But he needed to get some practice on that machinery, I think, before doing the spot. Either way, nobody got hurt, except for Roman Reigns when he toppled over, I guess.
Oh my God.
But very innovative, very unique. I don't think we've ever seen that in wrestling, not in any of the major promotions before.
Yep.
If you have an example, put it in the comment section, folks. That's your challenge. But lifted up one corner of the ring, which is what Lou was referring to. Someone at ringside in section A20, A1.
That whole side of the arena, everyone back there. All they saw was that the underneath the ring.
The corner of the ring, yes. Because the rest of the match was basically fought. The rest of the match was basically fought by the announce team, and they couldn't see over there, so it's just...
Yeah, that was a mess.
But it was such a great mess.
The woman band, what do you think about this match?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't expect it, that ending. I mean, at all.
Oh, wait. You did say that there'll be an attempted cash-in, right?
I did say there was going to be a technicality. I did say that something was going to happen so where they're both were going to be like exhausted and beat up. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. You know, Theory saw an opportunity and
but
he went ahead and...
Here's a weird part to it. He came out in the middle of the match, not after the match.
Yes.
Which is like,
he was about to pull a Seth Rollins.
Yeah, he thought he was Seth Rollins. That's what it was, right?
Yeah, and then right before he was about to cash in, he gets like decimated by I think he got decimated by Brock Lesnar, right?
Yeah.
Damn near almost.
Lesnar was the one that interrupted him, and then Reigns kind of piled on though, because at some point after that, he grabbed the briefcase, beat up Austin Theory with it, and then beat up Lesnar with it.
Yeah.
Which is somewhat in a similar vein to what Lesnar did to Strowman at SummerSlam 2018. When Strowman came out, said, no matter who wins, I'm cashing in immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
Then they beat him up outside. At some point, Lesnar beat him with the briefcase and then threw it up the ramp, all the way up the ramp. So, kind of a nice callback there to a previous Lesnar versus Reigns match at a SummerSlam event, funny enough. But safe to say, I like that Lesnar and Reigns have been able to, despite this being the 6th time that they go one-on-one against each other, with this being the only match, the only one-on-ones match that actually had a different stipulation aside from just, we're having a singles match. I like that they've all been different in a way. You get what I'm saying? The first one had the cash-in mid-match. The second one had the 5 F5s to seal the deal. The third one had the steel cage finish, where one got speared through the side of the cage. The other one had the attempted cash-in followed by the quick ending match. Because SummerSlam, that match only went like 5 minutes, I think, tops. And then I think the most disappointing match came at this year's WrestleMania earlier this year. But this match, if this was the last match in the series, I don't think it is, by the way. I think somewhere down the line we might see Reigns versus Lesnar one more time.
Yeah.
But either way, scoreboard stands: 1 no contest, 2 wins for Lesnar, 3 wins for Reigns. Yep. So Reigns finally ended the tie.
Yep. Now, I have one last question here.
Oh, here we go.
The one-man band. This question is for you. Because you were there. You were present.
Yes.
Because someone made a bold prediction that there was going to be a draw in this match, right? So.
Oh, yes.
It wasn't you.
Oh.
I know it wasn't you. I know.
Oh, okay.
So here's a question I have for you. What was the facial expression and the words coming out of RIC-HARD when they counted 1, 2, well, they counted 10 on the last man standing match? He lost that prediction, and I got 2 points for the victory. What was his reaction?
Oh, it was quite shock and disbelief. That's for sure.
That's how I like it.